Hi, this is Eric Jarvis from Los Osos Middle School, and I'm going to go over creating your gradebooks. You'll see I have no gradebooks right now. Creating your gradebooks by copying the gradebook settings from last year or copying a gradebook settings from another teacher who's already created the gradebook this year. And this would save me time in setting up my options, meaning maybe minimum, maximum scores, my categories, whether I have total points or weighted categories, and any grade scale I may have changed or rules I may have created within my gradebook. I can copy all those over from a previous term or from another teacher. So the starting point is to click on Gradebook. And what I'm going to do is copy a gradebook. I'm really copying all the settings for that gradebook. And now I have a choice. By default, it starts on this year. So I can choose if I have a colleague who's set everything up, they've set up the categories and their options, and I'm going to do the same thing they're going to do. I don't have to start from scratch. I can copy from them. So I can copy Murray Kirby's gradebook settings into mine. So we have the same weighted categories and it's already set up. What I'm going to do, however, is I'm going to copy my own settings from last year. So I'm going to just switch this to last year and find my name, Jarvis, and pick a gradebook. It doesn't really matter what gradebook I choose. You notice I teach social studies and English and STEAM, as long as it has the settings that I want, because I can change the name later and it doesn't matter what the subject. So I'm going to choose my spring social studies class. And also I should note, I taught 6th grade last year, and this year I'm teaching 7th, and that's also okay. I can change the grade level and sections of students. So I select a class, I select a gradebook for which the settings are, I know the settings are how I want them to be. The categories are set up and everything. And now I'm going to select what I'm going to copy over. And most likely you're going to want to copy final marks. That's really the grade scale. So if you adjusted the grade scale for some reason. The options, and options include whether students are added or dropped automatically when you load scores by class, or if you have a minimum, maximum score, etc. And then here's probably the one most people are interested in, copying the categories. If you set up your categories, homework, test assessments, projects, etc., or if you weighted those categories, it'll copy that over as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click that and click Save. I'm copying this gradebook's settings. The last option on that previous page was assignments, and I doubt you want to copy all the assignments over unless you're super organized, which I'm not. And plus I'm doing a new grade level. So that you'll notice I selected the first 3 options, not the 4th, which would have brought all the assignments over. So now this is a really important part. Now I want to select the correct grading term. Okay. Now first at our school means quarter. And this is I'm not copying a quarter long class. I'm going to copy this for my first period English 7 class. So I want to make sure I uncheck that term, and I want to check fall, because this gradebook has a start and end date of August 19th to December 22nd. Interesting enough, it's a year-long class, but my gradebook is not a year-long gradebook. So section is students. The section is the students I have, and I have them all year long. But the gradebook term is the grading term. Section means the students. Term means grading period in my mind. So my grading ends for this class on December 22nd, 2021. So that's what I want to check. If I check year, the gradebook's going to keep on going. Now I can't add any assignments. This gradebook will be complete on December 22nd. So, and this is for my first period class. Now you might notice this does allow me to select additional classes. But what that will do is that'll put all my students in my English class and my world history class in the same class. And if I have different students, I'm going to have a gradebook with like 60 something kids in it. I don't want that. I want just my first period class in here. And it's kind of giving me a warning. Okay, now it took the name from last year and brought it over this year. So the name, and it took the period number as well. So period 1, that's okay. I can change the name of the gradebook, and I'm going to call it English 7 S1. This is my first semester English class, and then I can add some comments here. So keeping in mind, this is the term, my grading term, and these are the sections of students I'm adding. Okay. And now I simply click save. And I'm done. So it copied my categories. It copied my options, and I'd set some options. We did some pretty liberal gradings, number of dropped assignments, or who's it posting to, parents and students. Can I see it? Can I see it? All of these things. So final marks, my grade skills copied over, etc. All that stuff. Categories and options are the most important. Okay. And so now I can go to the Gradebook dashboard, and I have one of my gradebooks already set up. What I'm going to do now is just do that separately for each one of my classes. So copy Gradebook. I'm going to last year. I'm going to get my gradebook. Once again, it doesn't matter which gradebook I select. I'll just do the same one. First 3, 2, 3. I'm not going to copy the assignments, but I'm going the grade scale, gradebook options, categories, and save. Okay, now I just need to make sure the terms are all correct. It keeps defaulting to first quarter. It's not a quarter-long class. Make sure I uncheck only one term. And now this is for my second period class, second period only. And that's a world history. So I'm going to say world history. History S1. To indicate that's the first semester, and it's period 2. Okay, so I'm just copying that over again, and now I'm going to click save, and I have my second gradebook created. Now, since I'm in the current term now, I can copy this one to the next. Or English, I have English third period, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to copy my English first period. So I'm going to copy another gradebook. I can stay in this year. It's defaulting to me this year, and I can select my English class, first 3, save. Okay, it keeps going to quarter 1. Oh, it did fall, I'm sorry. So now I don't have to change the grading terms. I just need to make sure I select, it's my third period class. I need to select fourth period English class, and make sure that's all matching. English 7. S1, and I just erase the copy now and click save. Okay. Go back to dashboard. I'll do all my classes. And you can see it seemed a little cumbersome, but it's really not. So I go English, world history, English. Now my 5th period is social studies for the class that I want. I can copy the 2nd period social studies, first 3, and click save. But I want to make sure that I associate this with my 5th period students grading section. These are my students. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure that this matches. Well, I'm going to intentionally make a mistake so you can see what happens. What happens if you make an error? I'm going to click save and go back to my dashboard. And oops, this gradebook is called 2. It's my 5th period gradebook. So if I make an error in the name or something, I can easily change it. I'm going to say manage gradebook and change the period. It should be 5th period. So you can change the name at any time, or if you selected the wrong group of students when you look at it, save and go back to my dashboard. Okay. So these are the classes for which it's appropriate for me to copy over. So the last class I have is an elective. So kind of a lot of preps, huh? So for my prep period, I have different categories. So I need to go to another year back. So you're getting lots of, I need to do my steam wheel class. So I have different categories for that. And do the first 3 and save. So for this class, for my STEAM class, I have different categories and weighting systems. So, and it is a quarter-long class, not a fall class. So I need to select the dates. My STEAM class, actually it's not, I apologize for that. I'm new this year. So it is fall, it's a fall class. But if you have an elective that is only a quarter-long class, this is what you select. If your class is going to end on October 15th, you need to make sure you select that and that it matches. And I almost messed up and selected the wrong thing. So fall, this class does in fact end on December 22nd, as you can see right here. Now I just need to select the correct students, section of students. Term is grading periods, and give it an appropriate name. I can just take off copy, make sure the period, this is now, I no longer teach at 6th period, I'm teaching at 3rd period, and click save. And there I've copied all my grades together here, so I can go back to the dashboard. Now, the next thing that you're going to want to do that doesn't copy over automatically is link gradebooks. So for my English classes, I have 2 English classes. When I assign something to one English class, I want it automatically assigned to the other. And same for my world history class. So I'm going to link the gradebooks. So it does that. And 0 indicates unlinked. So I have one STEAM class. I don't need to link that with anything. And notice it says copy. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard. Easy to fix. So I don't want it to say copy. So manage gradebook. If there's any kind of error, that's where you go. And just delete that copy. We're learning from our mistakes here. And then I go back to our dashboard, and now it's named correctly. So back to linking gradebooks. So I want my STEAM class all alone. So I don't want it linked to any other gradebooks. But I want my 2 English classes linked. So I'm going to assign them group 1. I'm going to group them. They're 1. And I'm going to assign my 2 history classes group 2. Okay, so anything I assign in world history will be period 5 will be automatically assigned to world history period 2. So English is group 1. History is group 2. So I'm going to click save now. It takes me back here. So when I add an assignment to English, it's going to go to both, be assigned and populated in my gradebook for both English classes. So let's go back to link gradebook, and we get kind of a visual of that. That's pretty nice. Okay. I can save or just cancel. The next step is I want to add my current section of students. So for my English class, when I click add drop and I go to manage it, I'll go to manage. It's going to add all the students in this section. So I have 29 students in this section. It's going to add all 29 of them. Okay. And each section of students is different. So it's important that each gradebook matches the students that are in it. So let me go back to the dashboard and click add drop. And I'm going to click all entering students and then click add all students. So it's going to populate all my gradebooks with their corresponding section of students. And I click add all students, and it's going to take a little while. It's going to work for a while. And now just FYI, that took about 2.5 minutes. So I didn't leave the video going on so we could all watch the little circle going around here, but I diligently sat here and watched that little circle go around and around and around. And then you just click close. And all my assignments have been added. And I'm looking at this by table. And this, I like to look at it by table because I can add an assignment. And I think just for fun, let's add an assignment. I'll say practice. And I choose formative or summative. And let's see, let me push the dates up a little bit here so it goes into the gradebook if it's outside. And I'm going to say save and close. And now this assignment has been added to both my English class here, both my English classes. So it automatically has an assignment called practice here. And this one has it too. And then I can enter the scores. So I'm all ready. And what you might want to do is add a practice assignment and just make sure that you selected the correct students with your correct class. And then you can go ahead and delete that assignment. So simply by going to scores by class, you can then delete the assignment. Scores by class. Click on the little drop-down triangle. You can edit the assignment, and down here at the bottom it says delete. And it's going to give you all kinds of warnings. And now that assignment's been deleted from both my classes. So anyway, back to the dashboard. My gradebooks are all complete. I copied the settings over from my previous scores. So hopefully you found that helpful, and I'm happy to help people out. You can just send me an email at ejarvis@slcusd.org. Hope that goes well for you.